Now one thing is why the thinking mind, the thoughts controls you, and what is the way out? Until you meet your own thoughts, in the sense that until you meet them in a friendly manner, they will not let their grip go from you. So when you have right understanding, the thoughts doesn't control you. But when you are suppressed, when you are dominated by your thoughts, then those are the ones that controls you. So that domination is also there at the subconscious level. So those patterns which highly dominate you, once you start identifying those patterns and that domination, it starts residing. It starts being eliminated from your system. You can't operate objectively so long as you are dominated by yourself. Forget about dominated by anybody else. Nobody can dominate you without your own will. But yes, you can dominate yourself. You means the thoughts that are there in you. So there is something called right relationship with the thoughts itself, with your emotions itself. In none of the cases, you cannot be effective so long as your thoughts or emotions completely controls you. There's something there in you which is not controlled by thoughts and emotions themselves. That you have to identify. You are not just your thoughts and emotions. And these thoughts and these emotions, they are again there at subconscious level. Some thoughts come as an inspiration, and some thoughts comes as a memories. What comes as an inspiration is the right thing. Because in the inspiration, you are not dominated. Rather, you have the pleasure of doing something. You have that, that joy when the inspiration is there. But when you are merely, say, if you run in the memories, saying that, as a child, I suffered this, I suffered that, my friend cheated me, my father didn't support me, all those kinds of emotions are nothing but the dead memories. And you are, by attending those memories, you are making them alive. And you are restricting yourself into those loops. But there's nothing creative about those loops. Everybody has suffered. But then it depends how fast you are able to detach from your suffering, so that there is fresh thing that can open up for you. If you remain limited to those stories, those memories, then in the same sphere you'll keep running. So those people who are not creative, if you meet them even after 10 years, they keep telling the same story. So understand well that that person is not living creatively. If you are repeating the same story of yesterday, today, see that something is wrong with you. Every day has to be fresh. Every day has to be experienced freshly. And that capacity is there in small children. For them, every day is a fresh day. Every day is an evolution. So if that's not happening with you, then assume that something is wrong. The way you are using your brain, something is wrong with that. Every day should be as if it's a new life, it's a new beginning, it's a new morning, it's a new evening, it's new people, it's new connections. There should be freshness every day. Then in that freshness, your brain starts working at optimum level. It forms new connections every moment. Your brain is like a supercomputer. But then it depends how you restrict that brain. So there is a technique to start identifying these limiting beliefs and how to demolish those limiting beliefs. So we'll go into those techniques. I call it zero state restoration technique, which is there. Zero state means why do we lose our zero state? Which means the newborn child is in the zero state. It is not contaminated by anything that happens around it. So it is fresh, and the child's brain operates at optimum capacity, at least 100 times than the adult's brain, because it's registering everything new in a fresh way. It's creating a new world. It's evolving every moment through its play, through its relationship. But the adult's brain is not evolving that fast because it is caught into some or the other circuit. Some emotions, some intellectual traps, and it's moving in the small circle. So we'll go into this technique, what that technique is, how to remove those limits that are already there, registered in us. So what is there in us which is not limited? There is something in us which is not limited. And there is also something in us which is limited. So whatever we have acquired from outside, that limits our brain. But there is something in us that's not at all limited. And the more we touch that which is not limited by the periphery of thought or emotions, the more we live like a child. No, nothing can contaminate us, no issue, no subject can contaminate us, and yet we play at optimum level. Yet we solve all of our problems. So we have to come to that zero state again and again. One can have access to that zero state through, harmonious relationship or through creativity or whatever. But we have to grow. We have that zero state should be there parallelly while we work in the world. Now we have a lot of, contradictory personalities in us. So until those contradictory personalities pull us in different directions of their own, we'll not be able to get into anything. Like a football team, if they don't run on a single goal, every player, they'll not be able to make the match. In a similar fashion, until our totality is not there in any work or in any relationship with or in any issue, we'll not be able to solve it. Because if our brain or our circuits distracts us, our totality is not there, it's impossible. So we have to be clear. When we take an issue, we have to make sure that our totality is present for the issue. Not that we, supposing I meet someone and at the same time, I have thought maybe I should have, attended something else. I'll not be able to do justice with whatsoever I do. So in order to succeed in anything, your totality has to be there in that particular thing. If it's not there, you have to investigate. What is it that is distracting you? And either you have to remove that or you have to leave that thing altogether. Saying honestly that, okay, my heart is not with this particular thing, let me go. Now, this self-help author says that certain beliefs can lead to a very bad day. Beliefs can cause stress, not your business or life situations. So whatever that thing that is telling you that something is wrong, that itself is causing you the stress, not the actual business situation. There is no actual business situation. Rather, you are a partner. Either you can sort it out or you can walk out. But either way, you have to be very clear. Now, these are some of the negative beliefs. There are thousands of negative beliefs, but I'm just telling you what is belief and how it operates. It's like a fundamental program in your hard disk, and that fundamental program will keep operating. So that fundamental program could be anything, like I'm not good enough to be loved. Then that person, even if love is there around, everybody loves him, but if he doesn't believe that everybody can love him, he will not accept that. Like a child which is not properly related with parents, he still insists that he is separate. But then it's the belief that's causing it. Now, belief could be anything.